right. Oh my goodness. So excited to have our time together. My goodness. Praying that everything has gone well with you today. Praying for your comfort, praying for your strength, and of course praying for your families. Tonight, we're going to have just one scripture, and then we're going to go into a conversation, the other side of the conversation that we had months ago. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not be conformed to this age, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may discern what is the good, pleasing, and perfect will of God." I need you to come in and sit down. You remember months ago you had a conversation with me. And I didn't say much to you because I realized that you were hurting. I realized that you felt rejection, and you had a lot of anger in you. I listened to your confusion, but I sat quiet because I sat quietly because I needed you to hear yourself. Out of everything that you said to me, my dear bride, you accused me of a lot of things. You told me that I allow certain things to take place. I know that you tell me all the time, well, if I really loved you, why do I let bad things happen? And why did your mother die? Why did your father die? Or your sister, your brother, your child? Why did I allow you to do things now you feeling sorry for? And why did I allow anyone else to do things to you that hurt you? All of these things you accuse me of. You've asked me for many things and I've answered you. And sometimes it was a no. That no, I didn't want you to do it, but you chose to do it anyway because I gave you that opportunity. I gave you that gift. I gave you the right to change your mind anytime you wanted to. But one thing I did not ever tell you that I was going to be okay with, my darling, and that is a makeshift relationship. I never told you that. I realized that your friends and even you at some time, you have said that you are ride or die. Meaning you're going to stay with me regardless of what, and we know that that was not the case. As soon as I did not respond to you in the way that you wanted me to, you wanted to go other ways. You found a way at all times to bring it always back to me. If I had not allowed certain things, if I had not told you that you could not have, if I had only been patient with you, if I had only endured and turned my cheek, if I had only persisted in pursuing you, all these things you accuse me of, and I sat quietly. I've been praying for you even before you even knew that I existed. I chose you because I love you with all of my heart. I do. And because I love you so much, I've tried to create a relationship with you to let you know that it's not just in my speaking, it's in my doing. And if I speak a thing, I'm going to make that thing happen. And yes, there are some things in relationships you might not like because it may seem to you that I just want it my way. But you got to understand, my darling, my way is the best way for you. It's not that I'm trying to be dictatorial. It's not that I'm narcissistic. It's not that I am so self-consumed that I don't give you any rights, that you don't have a mind, you don't have an opinion, that you don't have the right to do what you want to do, how you want to do it, any way you want to do it. I gave you a will, but I didn't give you the automatic right to go against mine. But then you choose to do that. There's decisions you have made that has wreaked havoc in your life. And you've come to me to clean up your mess. And I was glad to do it. I've done it over and over again, and I will continue to do it. And I understood from the day that we had gotten married that you were not really ready. You were excited, but you really wasn't ready. Because you had a mindset that when you got married, you will still be able to get out if it's not the way you want it. Nowhere in what I've promised you that I did not deliver. No, at no time did I ever present myself one way and then later you find out that I'm not the way I told you, that I don't feel the way that I do, that I have the standards that I have. And no, they are non-negotiable. I said that from the beginning. But if you really love me, darling, like you say you do, you would see why these things are non-negotiable. I've given you free will and free course to do what you desire to do. And all the time I've been praying and longing for you, waiting on you to make me your priority, make me your choice, make me your desire. That we can be one, that we can blend, that we won't have all of the distractions that you so easily get entangled with. One moment, your hair color is not good enough for you. Another moment, your nose shape is not good enough for you. One moment, you criticize me of not giving you the perfect chin or the perfect eyes and all of these sort of things. And I said, okay, if that's what my darling wants, I'll allow her to do that. And all along, I wanted you to know just how precious and valuable and beautiful you are. There's nobody else like you. I love you from the root of your hair all the way down to your toes. I know your inward and hidden parts, and I love everything about you. And I continually try to show you these things. And yes, love sometimes say, no, you can't do that. You really don't need that. If we're going to have harmony and peace in our relationship with each other, we got to be able to confront some things. There's some things we really need to talk about. You're telling me now about this virus that's going on, and you're listening to everybody but me. You're going to everybody for counsel but me. I already made it plain to you my ways about these things. I want you to trust me with everything, with your very life. I told you it's not because I need this. I want this. I didn't have to have a bride. I didn't have to have anyone. I am self-sufficient all by myself. But I desired you. I made you so much like me. You have my image, my, as you say, spitting image. You have my likeness. You have my capabilities of creating. And yet you choose to do what you want to do, and you leave me out of the picture. I'm nowhere in the conversation. I'm nowhere in the equation at all until you need me or you want me. You want a makeshift relationship, and I never agreed to that with you. When we got married, I meant that for life. I gave up my very life for you to prove that I meant this for life. I've been trying to show you, my darling, that when you said I do to me, it was just not words. It was just not our romance. It wasn't just our sexual intimacy. It wasn't our intellectual intimacy, our emotional and mental intimacy. We became one. That is what we were to be. But you choose not to do that. That means your heart was not in what you were saying. Your body was doing one thing. Your mind was there for a moment. And yes, your words, you were happy as long as everything was the way you pictured it to be. It was set up the way you wanted it to be. But then when life turbulence came in, you couldn't handle that. Because you never had a relationship with me. If you really had a relationship with me, my darling, then you would not have had so much fear, because you know that my record speaks for itself. I've got you covered. There's nothing too hard for me. There is no enemy that can ever come against you that can rule and reign over you. There's nobody else like me. Nobody else is going to love you like I do. No one else is going to provide for you like I do, but you accuse me of things that I'm incapable of doing. And you asking me, what? Are you really that shocked that I'm saying this to you, my darling? I've listened to you. You remember months ago when you told me you needed to talk to me because it wasn't going to work. Things couldn't stay the way that they were. Even then, you wanted it your way. You get angry with me because you are unsatisfied with yourself. You continuously trying to reinvent yourself. And when you feel like you can't, then you rely on the things that you're comfortable with. Those things that got you accolades, pats on your back, that you think has made you look impressive. And what impresses me is your love for me. I know every scar on your body. I know every mistake you've made. I know everything, every time you were angry and you said some very hurtful things, to the point you have even denied me, shunned me in public when others did not want to even respect me. You acted as if you didn't even know my name. There was things that you asked me for and I allowed you to accomplish. I put it in your hands and gave you control over it. And then when you became successful, you forgot all about me when we used to talk all the time. We communicated about everything. You told me what was hurting you. You told me what made you smile. You told me what was giving you joy. You told me the things that you were praying the fear off of, and I embraced you. Blew inside of you so much more of my spirit and my anointing, and you twisted it and used it for your pleasure. And you deny my very existence, and I still love you. Now, because all of this is taking place that you created, you allowed to happen, you've gone off to your many lovers. You thought I didn't know that you was having other lovers on me? You did not know that I know this about you? Did you forget that I can see all things, I hear all things, I'm present everywhere at the same time? I even know what is going on in a pit of hell, yet I will never be there. I've told you from the beginning, my darling bride, that I don't lie to you. I make you no promise that I will not deliver. And if I'm not going to give it to you, I will say I won't. If I say it's good for you, I will say that it is. If I say no, I mean just that. It is not because I'm arrogant. It's not because I'm insecure. It's not because I'm dictatorial. Like I said, I'm not narcissistic. There's nothing evil in me. I can't do evil, yet you continue to accuse me of all this. Every sickness, every disease, because your mother was ill, your daddy died, or your cousin died, your baby died. You chose to have an abortion, but yet I'm the problem, that you decided to cheat on me and go to somebody that didn't even recognize your value. But it's my fault that you had fear. And when I told you I forgot about it, you keep bringing up something that I don't even remember, but you bring it up. And then you act ugly. And then you go on to other people because you're still hurting about something that if you came back to me, come back to me, let me embrace you. Let me breathe inside of you again. Allow our intimacy to be intimate again. Allow us to become one. Allow your mentality to become mine again. Allow your emotions to be that I gave you. If you came back to me, you wouldn't be stuck on what I don't remember. You won't be accusing me of stuff that I would not do. I would never allow you to get in a situation where you felt no other recourse but to do something that I told you was off limits. But you accusing me now. I'm the problem. When I decide to confront you with nothing but what I can, which is truth, then you get angry. You don't want to hear that. I'm a problem to you, but I've never told you you're a problem to me, my darling bride. I've always loved you. I know, like I said, I know every scar on your body. I know what scar from where and why that's there. I even know what's on your mind. And I even told you, you ask me for many things all the time, over and over again. If you only give me this, I promise you I'll stay with you. I'll do better. If you only forgive me for when I strayed away from you, but yet while you talking, someone goes or something goes by your sight again and you already there. You're no longer with me. You're in the same bed, but you're not with me. You okay with what I can do for you and how I make you feel as long as it's where you want it. But now you bringing some things that I don't like. You thinking that every move you make is going to cause me to quiver and quake over the fact that you are acrobatic. And you call that romance? You call that intimacy? Because now you've gone off to strange lovers teaching you strange things. You don't like it the way that I like it. I told you I like purity because that's who I am. I can't do anything but that. Yes, I told you, my darling bride, our bed is undefiled. You're supposed to be in here with me. You would know how I like it, when I like it, if you stuck with me. Read what I wrote down. I gave you a road map, but now that's not good enough for you. Everything I've done, everything I've said, oh, that's archaic to you. That's outdated. That's not good enough because now your lovers are telling you that's just not real. It doesn't make sense. It's just fairy tales. It's just something that somebody wrote and made up because you don't like everything that I have to say. Yes, you can call me out on some of my standards. Yes, there were some times where when we first got married, I had to respond to some of your stuff. And I responded in a way that you did not like. But I gave you preparations, my darling. I told you if you do a certain thing, what I was going to do. I told you, my darling, I gave you a free will, a free choice to choose me, but you continue to choose everything else but me. And you keep forgetting that what you chose is what I created anyway. But now it's out of sync, it's out of whack, it's out of touch with me. You taking every other lover but me. And I can't stand it. I will not be a makeshift partner to you. I don't want a makeshift relationship. I never agreed to it. I agreed to marriage. I promised you my life and I did. I proved it. I gave you my life. I gave you my name. And when I gave you my name, I gave you who I am. I gave you the authority to use that name. I empowered you to create, and you could be everything that you wanted to be and do whatever you want to do as long as it's according to what I asked and allow me to be in it. But you don't want that. You want my gifts and go on off and just go with your lovers and do what you want to do with what I put inside of you. And you think that it's okay. But when I say something to you, I'm the wrong one. You want to be confrontational, but yet you don't want to be confronted. That doesn't work. I'm not a makeshift lover. Never told you that. Yes, I know, darling bride, you know what makeshift means. Yes, that is a temporary fix because you feel that it's expedient to you right now to have something. So you're just using me until you get what's on your mind. Now let me ask you, darling, when you did all of this elaborate conversation with me, and you notice I didn't say much. Out of all the questions you had for me, why I allow this, why I allow that, and even right now, you know that your lover created this situation right now, but yet you blaming me for it. And you won't even come to me and ask me to fix it. You rather take the gift of fear that he gave you and stick with that. When I gave you boldness, holy boldness, where you can stand up on my promises, on my word, upon my authority and tell that thing to settle down. But you choose not to do that. Now you wreaking havoc all over the place. Everybody's scared. I didn't give you that gift of fear. It's not even a part of me. So that tell me you was already cheating on me. You taking on another characteristic. You taking on another spirit. You can't be intimate with me and not be me. So that means that now that you with your other lover, now are you afraid? And you think I don't know you've been cheating on me? Oh, my darling bride. I made you too intelligent for that. I made you far too intelligent to hide the truth. You know what you done, and I've forgiven you, but now we have to talk. As you told me months ago, I needed to hear you. My darling, out of all the questions you had for me, I only had one instruction for you, and that is not to be conformed to this age, to this world system, to his mindset. I only had one thing. I told you to be transformed by the renewing of your mind, because I even told you that your lover is not a lover. He doesn't love you. And the only way he can mess with you is to play with your mind, make you think that the best thing that ever happened to you is the worst thing, that I am out to destroy you, telling you that everything that you've done, I'm just going to rub it in your face. I just want to send you to hell anyway, and all of this stuff. And so you reject everything, my whole covenant that I have with you. You just wiped it off, just like this toilet paper that you're hoarding up now. Really? And you wonder when I get angry, you upset because I'm angry. I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at that enemy that you seem to think love you. I love you so much. I have a zeal for you that I will annihilate your enemy for you. Don't you understand this? Don't you understand my no is the best thing for you? I have never, ever caused you to think that I'm not responsive to you, even when I'm quiet on some things. You should know me well enough to know that my quiet doesn't mean that I'm not with you. Sometimes it's just to allow you to get there, to catch up to where I already told you. And then you will find the answer already there that that's not good for you. You're too much better. You're much better than that situation. Yes, I would tell you yes, and I would tell you no. And even my promises will always be yes it is, so be it. Because I don't make promises I don't deliver. Now, while you have thrown all of this at me, accusing me of taking your loved ones from you, and why did I allow you to be exposed in the things that you did? But my darling, I already told you that if you do these things, you're going to expose yourself. And when it happened and people pointing at your nakedness, then you accusing me of allowing it to happen. I told you ahead of time. But you chose to go your way because he bought you a brand new dress. He bought you some new shoes. He bought you a brand new house and some toys to play with, you know, the adult toys, all of your cars and trucks, and even got your businesses with your name all over it, put you on television, put you in movies, and all of these things. He promised you stuff that he had to steal from me. I had the whole world for you, not just this temporary stuff. I created this world for you. And you throw it away for things that will keep you not only from me now, but from me forever. I don't want that. So why are you so angry with me? I never duped you on anything. I'm not a thief. I don't steal anything. I don't extort you on anything. I won't exploit you on anything. I love you with all that I am. And I prove it moment by moment. Even when you have totally, according to your own words, annihilated our covenant relationship, I still stay here waiting on you. I still deliver everything I said I'm going to do. I promised you I'd be a father to our children. I promised you that I will be your covering. I promised you that I will be your protector and your provider. I promised you that I would never ever have any lover other than you. I promised you all these things and I still deliver. I go above and beyond every lover that you ever gone to, and you've had many, yes, my darling. No, it's not to throw in your face. It's what you brought up to me. I would have even talked about it, except you keep bringing it up. And then you continue to do it. I talk about what is present, not what has been done. And then you get upset because what you continue to do is what you have done. And you keep telling me that I won't let it go. No, you haven't let it go because you don't know who you are yet, my darling. Do you understand how beautiful you are? You telling me now, like I just told you from the beginning, your hair color is wrong now. You got to change that. Your eyes are not the way that you thought that they should be. Your nose is not right. Your breast is not right. Your belly is not right. Everything that I created and I love about you, you say is not good enough. That lying, evil, minuscule, and I can't call him a lover because there's no love in him. Your idol that you think is a lover has stolen everything from you. And I'm allowing you to know it. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to continue to allow him to make you think that you are not the beautiful bride that I created? And now that you have altered yourself, altered your way of thinking, altered the way you see me and the way you see our relationship, you've even brought other children in our marriage, and I'm still loving them because they all are mine. This world is mine, and everything that's in it is mine. I created it all. What I cannot create nor will tolerate is evil. Can't do it. It's not a part of me. So when I turn my back on that, you wonder why? Didn't I tell you that's not a part of me? Didn't I tell you in our marriage contract, in our marriage ceremony, that I would not, even in our dating, because we only dated for a moment and we were married. As soon as you received me as your own, we were married. Our dating process is when you accepted my proposal. And now you've reneged. You've turned your back on me. I stood still. I continuously ask you over and over again to let me love you. I haven't asked you for much. Just let me love you. Change your mind. Don't think like this world system. Transform yourself back to who I made you. Yes, there's some things you've done that is unalterable now because you have decided to change you've changed your identity. But I still see you as I made you. I see you as I created you. You've given yourself a new name. But I still see the name that I gave you. And that's who I know you by. And then you're angry because I refuse to deal with that. Imitation, illusion. I will not. I just cannot do that. There's some things I cannot tolerate. And that is one. And that is it. Idolatry, I cannot. I have forgiven you for everything that you've said. Out of your anger, out of your fear, out of your arrogance, out of your need to be in control, because you know you cannot control yourself. You can't even control your mouth, let alone your mind. And the one that can, you choose to just ignore. I'm only good enough for you when you get caught in your mess. I'm only good enough for you when your lover drops you off like nothing, strips you naked for everybody to see. And then when the crowd says that I'm not good enough, that I'm just insignificant, then you even deny my very existence, and I still love you because when you need me, you come home to me. I I will not be your makeshift lover. Temporary fix. Because you need something right now. You need to be held. You need to hear I love you. You need to have your ego stroke. You need to have your emotions fixed. You need to feel passion. And everything about me is passion and compassionate. I have all power. Do you understand what that means? Your lover has some power, which I gave him. I created him. Everything he has is mine. He lost his position. He lost his status. He lost his reputation. And now he's stealing from you and you don't understand it. That's your inheritance. What I gave you, he's stealing now. And because you don't know who you are, you've forgotten who I am and what I am to you, you allow him to trick you into thinking that he has something. And he's dangling it over your head like a carrot to the cattle. Even horses get tired of being manipulated. They'll turn their back on you when they know that you are no good. My darling, even prostitutes know that they supposed to get paid. Now you're doing things for free. You're giving your anointing for free. You're giving your giftings for free. You are emulating things that are not real. You have a virtual reality relationship and you still can't see it. But with me, it's authentic. Always was, always will be. But if you don't get that mind transformed back to the way I created it in the first place, you will never even understand that anymore. Why am I confronting? Because that's what I do when I love. I confront your enemy. I will annihilate him. I will wipe out every source that he's using against you. Every gate will be slammed shut. Every door that he's closed, that's nothing. I just barely blow and they must open. If I speak a thing, it shall be so. You know this about me. I don't have to yell and scream or go behind his back and try to steal my way and take him out. I do everything wide open. I have no reason to fear. It's not in me. And it was not a gift I gave you. You willing to accept his hand-me-downs? His nasty, low-down, good-for-nothing gifts? You really want that for yourself? Have you forgotten the beauty that you are? I love the sound of your voice. I love when you call out my name. I love when you ask me for clarity on things that you're confused about. I love it when you read our marriage covenant over and over again. When you see it brand new as you're supposed to every morning. Whenever you have a situation, you don't just go and get counsel from these lovers of yours because they're not reading what I already wrote down for you. Because when you remember our relationship, you understand that I do even above what I've already written. I make something brand new for you, darling, every day. You don't even have to have a stale relationship with me. I'm not limited to shortcomings. I don't have to perform anything. I am that I am and always will be. And I made you that way, but you've forgotten. You now want imitation. And you okay with that. I'm not okay. I'm not okay with it at all. I want you to remember who I am. That there's no evil in me. There is nothing unclean in me. I can't hurt you because I don't want to. If I had to create a situation where I have to just break loose. I already told you I would have to do that. I told you. There's nothing, I don't slip anything on you. You can't ever accuse me of that. You can say it, but you know it will not be the truth. And you have said it in times past that if I was really who I say I am, this wouldn't have never taken place. When you know yourself, my darling, you caused that to happen. You were hard-headed, chose what you wanted to do, whomever you wanted to do, whenever you wanted to do them. And then when they did what I knew they would do to you, use your stuff and use your time and use your giftings and just throw you away, you barely come back to me. You then became so afraid and so ashamed. You allowed shamefulness to keep you from me, the very source that would strengthen you and guide you and propel you. You wouldn't even come and tell me the whole truth. You come with your sideways glance and barely give me your back. Wouldn't even hold a conversation with me, and when you did, it's to throw off from you and just deflect it all off on me. That if it's my problem, if I hadn't have done this, if I hadn't have said that, and you won't ever get the relationship with me that you need and you know you desire until you own your stuff. Tell me for real that you're sorry, because now your sorry has become so sorry. I'm so tired of hearing how sorry that I'll never do it again. I'll never say it again. I promise you, I won't ever turn my back on you again. All I want, all I desire is that you let me love you. Really let me love you. See that I don't see you as nothing but priceless. There's no price tag that someone could put on you that would be worthy of you. But yet your lovers cheapen you. And you okay with that? Does name brands make you that insane? When my name is the brand you should be wearing. Everything I give you is far beyond anything that you could create for yourself. Why aren't I good enough for you? Why isn't my choice good enough for you? I made you the way I desired you to be. Why isn't that good enough for you? Why is it that you always have to change what I desire for you? Is that lover's influence so much better than mine? Because he has no love. He doesn't even desire you. He desires to annihilate you because he's in competition with something he can't even compete with. You are being used as a pawn, and you're far better than that. I refuse to let him continue to do it. Now, this is the way it's got to be. I've told you. I told you from the beginning that I wanted you in my life. That's why I even created you. I made you exactly the size, the shape. I gave you the giftings, the intellect. I even want you to have money and status, but not to be used like that liar. I wanted you to be an extension of me, that when you see others, you see the desire to allow me to love on them. When they have a need, you know that I will be compelled to provide, because that's what I said. I keep my word. Oh, many thought that you married me, but you said it with your words. but your heart's so far from me. I want you back. I'm asking you to come back tonight. I'm asking you to come back. I forgive you of every lie you've told about me. Things that you know that I would never do. I forgive you for every slanderous word you said to me. I forgive you for cheating on me over and over again, and the more you did it, the more you became better at doing it, and you became so brazen and arrogant, didn't care who saw you. You didn't care. You knew that I was right there in my face, and you still do it. And then when I bring back my love to you and say, read our covenant again, my darling bride, read my covenant again, you said, that's nothing. I don't want to hear that. Your lying lovers, whatever they tell you, you believe. Now they got a covenant with you. You read everything they say and you believe it wholeheartedly. You get on the bandwagon and have everyone else to go there with you and tell me that what my covenant is nothing. And you can't even breathe without me breathing for you. Everything that you have, if you really told the truth to yourself, if you still have the strength of me in you to tell the truth to yourself, you know that even everything you have had to come originally from me. Whether it's made of gold, silver, metal, bronze, plastic, wood, stone, whatever material had to come from me. And then your lying lover, he's got you so crazy about this green paper that had to come from my trees. Yes, he has his image on it. Really? And he's making you think that just because he can create more of it, that it has value? Don't you understand the more he creates, the less the value is? And now he wants you to go back to what I gave you in the first place. The gold and silver belongs to me. I told you in our word, in our covenant. I own the cattle of 1,000 hills. And all the gold and silver belong to me. Even those cattle, the hills itself belong to me, darling. I gave it to you. And you've given it to him. And he's not giving you anything but illusions. He's deceiving you. Because he doesn't have that control. He doesn't own this. You're selling yourself out when you were free. A free woman who was married to a husband who allowed her to be free, to be who she is. But now you sell yourself out. And on top of that, he's now allowing you to just any lover touch you in front of everybody. Whatever he says you to do, you do. And he gets worse at it, more explicit, more vile. He wants you to remember his name as being the illuminated one. That's not his name. He knows the name he has now. He's a deceiver. He's a liar and the father of all lies. He's jealous. He's full of quarreling and destruction. He's a complainer. He's immoral. And all of these things he's given to you. And you're accepting it. Now I know, bride, my darling bride, this is not what you expected to hear. I know that you came in thinking that I was just going to be quiet again and say nothing. Allow you to throw out all of your stuff on me, temper tantrums, telling me how it's going to be, what you're going to take and what you're not going to take, and all these things. And I'm just listening to you, but I'm letting you know now, enough is enough. I will not be your makeshift lover. You either going to accept me, all of me. And in order for us to have a covenant, in order for us to have a relationship, you got to become like me. And if you choose not to do that, you can do that. If you decide right now that you never want to be with me again, that my presence in your life is not enough, that my providing for you is not enough, my protecting you is not enough, then I challenge you to take care of yourself wholeheartedly all by yourself. Create your own stuff. Put your name on your own stuff. Don't use anything that I created to create your stuff, though. I wonder how far can you get? I wonder what would your creation be like? Can you from nothing create something? And in a sense you can. And you know this. But you're still using what I gave you. I'm not going to take away the gifts I gave you. I'm not that kind of a husband. What I gave you, I'll leave you with. I never took them back when you had gone on to your lovers. Nope. But my presence won't be in it. If you decide that you don't want this marriage, if you decide you think this covenant is nothing that you want, and you turn your back, and you totally, in your heart, wholeheartedly denounce me, then I have no other recourse. I have to let you. But I'm begging you. Yes, I am begging you. The one that created the hairs on your head. Put that color in the iris of your eye, your cornea. The pigmentation in your skin. The different shadings of pigmentations. The one that gave you your voice and your mouth. Created your body in inward and hidden parts. I am he that is begging you to let me love you. Let me love you. Let me give you peace. Let me give you joy. Let me allow you to have the life that you so desiring, because the enemy cannot give you what only I can. Every lie he's told you is going to be exposed. Everything that he said about you is going to be exposed. Every time he set a trap before you is going to be exposed. I'm about to wipe the slate clean with him. His time is running out and he knows it. I don't want you to be caught up in that. Let me love you. I'm begging you to let me love you. Let me be your one and only true love again. Desire me as much as I desire you. Oh, I talk about you all the time. You're always on my mind. Everything I do is for you. I want you to love me like that. Don't allow anybody to mud my name, accuse me of being anything that I'm not, doing evil that I didn't do. From the beginning that I said that I created the heavens and the earth, I did believe that. Then I allowed myself to take on a form that I gave you. How could I not be all you need? And then I got so familiar with you that I went to the cross to prove how much I love you, that you didn't have to pay for anything that the enemy brought. No penalty whatsoever. Just let me love you. And I didn't stay in the grave because I could not anyway. I got back up to show you. I killed all of this, the very dirt and the sin and the perversion that would keep you from being with me. I killed it off just for you. I live forevermore telling you that where I am, you're going to be. But before you get to me, I gave you this world to possess it, to own it, to create a relationship and a kingdom that I could dwell with you even here. Please let me love you. I'm begging you to let me love you. Don't be caught up in all the tricks of what to call me. I'm your husband. You know who I am. Our bed is undefiled. When you stay with me, let me love you. Let me renew your mind, create the right spirit in you, that you can speak with boldness and tell the devil himself, you a liar. You expose his tricks and all of his distortion. You don't allow that to rule and reign around you. You create an atmosphere that is so worthy of my praise and worship and my presence, that everything you do and everything you say came from our intimate conversations. I'm begging you, let me love you. Because I'm telling you, I will not be anything else but your husband. I will not be a makeshift lover, a temporary fix, and you get an itch for someone else. I will not. No longer is that going to happen. From now on, if you do it, my darling bride, you will be exposed. But I'll still be waiting on you. While the time is still here, I will be waiting on you. But I'm telling you, darling, the time is about to end from that, because I got to come back. I'm waiting to come back to get you. We have to be distant lovers for a while. But I got my house plan just fixed for you. I'm ready to come back for you to see it. But when I come back, will you be ready? Will I find you faithful? Will I find my name on your lips? Will I find my presence in your spirit? Will I find you doing the things that I asked you to do? Will I find you duplicating me here on this earth? Will I find you in reading our covenant? Will I find you believing in my word, believing in my presence, believing that I am the true lover that I am? Will I find you that way? Oh, I'm begging you, let me love you. Those of you that joined tonight, I thank you so much. I know that it is a very odd conversation that the Lord had tonight. But that is one He's been speaking from the time of our creation. And He was letting me know today He is so done with all of this divisiveness and deception that the enemy is doing. He's so tired of it. And He's ready for us to stand on His word, stand in His love and His presence, and annihilate it. Every time it's around us, don't have it. Don't accept it. Don't allow it to be there. Don't allow him to have that type of creative control. Because all he's going to do is wreak havoc. And yes, it may mean that some people are going to decide to not stay in a relationship with you because you're going to be so honest. And honesty, the enemy cannot stand. People think that confrontation means that you got to be ugly and rude. Confrontation is actually opening up the door for things to be settled. And that there will be peace. Oh, I'm praying for your relationships. I'm praying for your families. I'm praying that the Spirit of the living God is allowed to be the preeminent in your households, on your jobs. That your private relationship is so saturated with His presence that everyone smell Him on you when you come out. They can hear the conversations that you have because you speak in secret things through your lips. And that smile on your face is because you know that you've been in his presence. Oh, I'm praying that for you. I thank you for being the powerful, awesome, anointed vessels that he created. I thank you for just allowing him to use you to your fullest capacity and not limiting yourself on to those things that we think that is for us. Even the most highest thought process that we have and our desires, he even supersedes all of that. We are worth more than we think we are to him. And let us let him do that. Oh, I thank you all for loving me. You prove it all the time when you stop by and have a conversation with this lady. I decree in your life tonight that you are the annihilator. I declare that everywhere you trod, you're going to tear down the enemy's camp and his territory and his presence. That every seed that you plant will immediately produce fruit. How rapid it will grow from seed to plant to tree. And he's doing this fast, very quickly. May every word that you speak is productive. And yes, it will manifest. I thank you. I love you with all my heart. I'm going to tell you that all the time. That's not going to change. And like I've always told you this, and I will continue on, this is more important. God loved you first, and he loved you best. God bless you, and good night.